Okay, people, it's kind of crazy to think that we are now in 2022, and as of the end of last year, Shonen Jump Festa, we had the announcement and we got the first trailer visual for the upcoming Bleach anime return. It is actually happening this year. This fall, the Bleach anime will be back after being on an extended leave since it was March of 2012. It'll be returning. But the Bleach franchise as a whole in 2022, what is there to expect? What is there to anticipate? What am I looking forward to? What am I hoping for regarding certain aspects of, okay, we got the continuation one-shots, we got the anime returning, Bleach as a whole in 2022 and beyond. Let's talk about it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, so I want to say it was about 2020, if I'm not mistaken, that we got the first official announcement from Shueisha's weekly Shonen Jump magazine that the Bleach anime would eventually be returning, and it was a long stretch of a wait before we got any further updates from that announcement, and a lot of that, of course, was due to the pandemic. There was breaks for all sorts of different production, and I wouldn't be surprised if when they announced that the Bleach anime was returning, it was probably very early on in production, maybe pre-production at that, so they probably didn't have all that much gathered up to start off with to begin with. They probably were just early on in the phases of getting things going. Maybe they were planning on like early 2021 getting it off the ground, but of course following that big announcement, then everything started happening with the pandemic, everything closing down, a lot of different studios having to take breaks, anime, manga, the world was at a standstill, and that definitely, I'd imagine, attributed immensely to Bleach getting pushed back for its big return. Obviously all of 2020, no announcement since then. 2021, all the way up until the end, we didn't get word either, which was a little bit kind of bizarre because everybody was like, yo, we hear Bleach is coming back, you know, the big announcement in 2020, what the heck is going on? And then all of a sudden, boom, they decide to drop it on our head top. Hey, there's a new Bleach one shot coming, and for starters, we're starting off with 70 something pages. Not to mention that Tite Kubo already had the spin-off that it's very loosely based in the Bleach universe, Burn the Witch, and we had a whole big anime and, you know, movie and manga and all sorts of stuff for Burn the Witch, but it was again loosely based in the Bleach world. And then, like I said, we got the big one shot that essentially continues from where the story left off in the manga, which again blew everyone's minds, and that was honestly one of the biggest treats for longtime Bleach fans, probably the biggest treat for longtime Bleach fans in what, 5 years since the end of the Bleach manga back in 2016. It was basically really dry, nothing. You know, Kubo, he kind of had moved on. Of course, he had a lot of health issues, and like I said, Burn the Witch was the biggest thing that he did. And then that one shot, which definitely leaves open a lot for the future of the franchise, whether it be that Kubo does from time to time one shots, whether this one shot is going to be something that they're planning towards the end of the run of the Bleach anime. Again, I've said before, I've speculated that I feel like these one shots are being done now, so that when it's all said and done, they could have these one-shots turned into films. Like, that would honestly make sense and be ideal. We've seen the success of something like, you know, Kimetsu no Yaiba, how it was source material that was turned into a film, and it was widely successful. Bleach falls in the realm of that. Like, honestly, it just makes so much sense for Bleach to return in this climate of where we're at right now, in terms of that is the type of anime and manga that is really popular. Like, all of, you could argue, things that were inspired by Bleach to begin with, the style of like Jujutsu Kaisen, one of the biggest titles, probably the biggest title minus One Piece in Shonen Jump right now. You got that, you got series like Demon Slayer, you know, slaying demons and all sorts of stuff like that. Bleach, this is the perfect time if it's going to return, because that's what's in right now. People are that type of creepy vibe that Bleach had, especially early on Bleach. Early on Bleach, you could argue, almost had elements of even horror in it, when you would see stuff like the Hollows and, you know, the Menos Grande and stuff like that. Them shits was creepy, and again, that falls in line with what's going on right now in the climate of anime and manga and what's popping. And so making those one shots just makes sense. Whatever it is that goes moving forward with Bleach, whether it be that they do a whole big thing with Ichigo's son and Rukia's daughter, Ichika and Kazui, whatever they decide to do in the future, it definitely would be not only, of course, welcomed by Bleach fans alike, but in general, just something that fits very much so with today's climate of anime and manga. manga. And then, of course, like I said, we had the big announcement and we got the trailer, the first visual trailer for the upcoming Bleach anime return. And I ain't gonna lie. Now, a lot of people said that it was pre-made, essentially, that they hired, like, hey, you, studio over there, here's X amount of dollars, make us the most banging trailer so that people could get hype about the return of the Bleach anime. So that's not to say exactly that it's going to be yay or nay when it comes to looking how that trailer looked when the Bleach anime returns. I'd imagine it's obviously got to be somewhat close. You can't be completely misleading with how the anime is going to look. That's like if we get that, you know, Chainsaw Man trailer and then when it returns, it looks like Four Nights of the Apocalypse. I ain't gonna lie, somebody getting hurt, you play around like that. So it's going to be somewhat close, but it's just a matter of consistency as well, because don't forget, one of the biggest things is that the Bleach return is going to last a lot longer than just like, you know, 2022. Like if it's returning fall of 2022, we're going to be with this return at the very least throughout 2023 and maybe even into 2024, depending on how many episodes they decide to do. Because alone, let's just say it returns October, that would only be 3 months. That would be like 12 episodes. And this 1,000-Year Blood War, there's like couple hundred chapters that need to be adapted. Unless this is a rush, botch job, there's going to be a lot more of a need for, like, again, 50 to 75, even 100 episodes to do this one proper. So Bleach return in 2022 is almost misleading because it's going to return and stay for a while. It'll be here for 2023 unless they decide to take like core breaks. Then it'll go even further than that. Like if they decide, okay, we're gonna do 24, that'll lead us into about like April of 2023, and then boom, we're gonna stop for a bit, come back with another 24, then it'll even be longer. But we're looking at staying with Bleach from not only 2022 but maybe through 2024 and onward, depending on what they decide to do with these one shots. Because I've said this before and I'll say it again, I think that these one shots would be great to turn into films that'll be released after, of course, the wrap up of the Bleach anime. And at the same time with these one shots, there's probably going to be there's definitely going to be one more, because it was left off in a cliffhanger where the story's at with the one shot right now. And like I said, it takes place from where the end of the Bleach manga is at. There's definitely going to be, of course, one more. I could see maybe even two more. And again, that would probably wrap up nicely to do one big film of it. And if they decide to go even further, like I think a lot, of course, the future of Bleach rides on how successful all of this is, because you could definitely tell that they're putting a lot of money and manpower behind it. They took a long time. They realized, like, yo, Bleach fans was starving. Bleach fans was dying for a grasp of air, you know what I'm saying? So they're definitely coming and putting full force, a lot of money behind this. If it does very, very well, they could decide at the end of it all, like, hey, Kubo, even if you just write it, we want to do a Boruto-esque series, which I don't know how that would work, because it seems like Ichigo's son is just very different, and the story of where Bleach could go in the future feels very different from like how Naruto does it. Like I feel like it could go almost the antithesis in a way of what Boruto is, with a Bleach continuation and focusing in more on, like, you know, the next gen of the Bleachverse. Although I just keep it straight up a buck, if they did do a continuation, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I think we should have already learned by now with Boruto that a lot of fans are going to rebel if it isn't keeping the core cast of characters that you know and love as mainstays. Like you could have the next gen, but Dragon Ball Z did it the best in my opinion, where Goku's still the main character. Look at Gohan. Hey, look at him, right? He's having power-ups. He's having the shonen journey of a lifetime, but we're not straying away from the character that hundreds and hundreds of chapters you got accustomed to, you grew with, you know, and you love. Like, he's still the main character. There's just another main character, and he's having his own sub-journey while the main character has his journey. I think that was something that Dragon Ball Z 100% executed properly, and Boruto should have kind of took from that, because I think a lot of the backlash that we've had, despite the fact that Boruto had an amazing 2021 prior to and following it, I think Boruto would have benefited from kind of, you know, having that type of vibe of keeping the core cast important and still as mainstays. And I think Bleach moving forward, having Ichigo, Rukia, Renji, all of them, because you got so many characters in Bleach. Like, one of the things the one shot reminded me is there's a lot of characters in Bleach, all of the captains, the vice captains, just in general, Ichigo's freaking friends from school and stuff. There's a lot of characters characters that you can work with to make something interesting. You don't have to just, hey, we're going to start from scratch. We got Ichika, we got Kazui, and we're going to give a kid to Chad and all. Like, we don't need to do all that. You could have them be important, them be Gohans, but you still need Goku. And then aside from all of that, a Bleach video game would be lovely. That's why I left. I was playing Hinokami Chronicles Demon Slayer. I don't know if CyberConnect 2 would do Bleach. I would love it. I ain't gonna lie. I just love the style and you know, the gaming mechanisms of CyberConnect 2. But if the big CyberConnect 2 announcement of a game that's coming would be Bleach, that would be fire. Also, who else would be good? I guess the people that did Dragon Ball Fighters, they would be awesome as well to do a game for Bleach. So it depends, because Bleach hasn't had a really big game in a long time. The last big Bleach game I remember, minus of course Brave Souls, that to this day, just keeping it a buck, has always been my favorite gacha game, mobile game in general. Like, I've always loved Brave Souls. I put too much time into Brave Souls. But the last big Bleach game was Soul Resurrection for the PS3, and I played the living crap out of that. I think I completed it, which it takes a lot to complete that game. That's the last big Bleach game. So, and that's already a generation removed. We're in the PS5 era. So a big Bleach title to go along with this big anime return, and possibly, and you know, the manga continuing, and possibly a film down the road and everything is very vital. I don't know if the video game would come upon arrival of the Bleach anime, or maybe they're going to see how it does, because I think they're right now still testing the waters. I think that one shot was a major test. Well, do people still? Yes, a lot of people. Like, we thought it was down and out. We said some wild shit back in the day. It's not out. In fact, a lot of people, nostalgia has made people very, very much so fond of Bleach. Although I'm very curious, because the chitter chatter that I do see as well for people that have read the manga of Bleach is, are they going to do something with the ending? The same way right now that Attack on Titan is gearing up to return, and people absolutely hate the ending of Attack on Titan, and they're hoping that the anime changes stuff. There's a lot of people that are hoping the same for Bleach. I don't see them changing the ending of Bleach. At most, I see them maybe adding extra exposition and extra content that Kubo had planned to make things more fleshed out and a little more sensible. I could see that happening. I don't see like a massive rewrite by any means for the Bleach anime. I mean, it could work, because considering the manga's been over and the story's been told since 2016, so there's a possibility they could do a big rewrite, but I don't necessarily see a big change for like the story of Bleach, the way it's going to end. It'll just probably be a little bit more fluffed up so that it's a little more palatable than what happened towards the end, that it kind of felt like it started rushing, even though it was like really heavy, impactful shit going down. Eyes and Ichigo. Yeah. And yeah, people, that's what I foresee for the future of Bleach from 2022 and onward. It's not going to be a 2022 thing solely. In fact, most of 2023 is probably where all of the Bleach fandom really is going to be, because this is going to take quite a few amount of episodes to get this thing, you know, completed. And it looks like Shueisha is really on board this time around. A decade late, but nevertheless, pushing the Bleach IP with an anime and everything around it. And can't wait to see what they have in store. But I'm curious what you guys think, though. Biggest question, I guess, is what do you want from Bleach's big return in 2022? Do you want a rewrite of the ending of the anime? Or you just want a big video game? Or you just want the manga to continue with these epic one-shots? Or you want a film? Like, what are your expectations for Bleach moving forward? And just in general, are you excited for its return? Again, that trailer, if it's even close to what that trailer provided with the return of the anime, it's in good hands. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and yeah, Bleach is going to be back for a while. It won't just be a 2022 isolated thing. It'll be 2023 where really Bleach will probably kick off even bigger than it will be towards the end. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everything they have in store. Have an awesome one.
So just go to